Okay, I read on your biography that you're a self-taught painter. So when did you start to draw, and what pushed you towards art?
Self-taught is I mean, it's accurate as far as I didn't have any formal training, but my father, when I was a kid, first got me into art. But when I decided to start becoming a professional painter, I moved to North Carolina and started sharing studios with some fairly accomplished illustrators and painters. And not directly, but I wound up using that time to really learn a lot and pick up a lot of tricks of the trade. And just the amount of time that I spent in those guys' studios was huge. I think it was better than any formal education, but I think self-taught is a little bit open, like one day you could just start drawing. But I mean, there was maybe about 4 or 5 years studying with those guys.
Okay.
And that was pretty much my education.
Okay, cool. What do you want to express through your paintings? Like, what is the feeling or emotions you want to bring over to the people?
The feelings and emotions pretty much up to them.
Okay.
As far as what I want to convey, I have my own personal goals as to what I want to actually get across when I paint. Whatever forms of tension or vulnerability or strength or whatever that I personally feel. As long as I feel like I get it out in the painting, I'm happy. But as far as what I want to convey or what I want other people to feel, as long as I get them to feel anything, that's all I actually concern myself with. People react to images differently. Same image can give someone 4 different stories to their own past, and so as long as the image is strong enough to evoke some kind of emotion in that person, I don't want to personally gear anybody to anything. I just want them to feel something that's theirs.
Okay, but when you start to draw a painting, where do you get your inspiration? Is it something you have always the same inspiration, or it's an idea or a feeling? I don't know.
No, a lot of it comes from the models. All the models are my friends.
Okay.
And so whatever relationship we have, that kind of dictates where the image goes. There are sometimes I do have, obviously it doesn't just come from that. I mean, there are some times where I'll do concepts or sketches and designs and base a painting off that. And when that happens, I think there's a general, I think that if there's any kind of theme that I like in the work, it's I like a sense of vulnerability in the figures, but not a weak sense. I mean, I think whether they're nudes or whether they're in awkward positions, there's something vulnerable about that, but I don't think there's anything that shows them as being beaten. I still like that kind of being vulnerable but still being strong, and that, I like that juxtaposition of showing a little bit of weakness, but having it not be the thing that's beating you down.
Okay. And do your friends they model for you, and you just really portray them, they're standing naked and making the positions, or I don't know, maybe you just get a picture of them and then you just drawing from the picture?
It's a mix of the two. A lot of these positions I don't think anybody could hold for very long.
Yeah, right.
We'll do a session I'll do a lot of drawing from them from life, and that will inspire certain images, and then I'll shoot photos of them.
Okay.
And base the paintings off those.
Okay. And what do your friends think about the paintings after they see it? Do they feel like they're themselves, or are they shocked and wow, it's not me, or?
It's a cross. It's because I don't necessarily do very glamorous or attractive versions of anyone. I try to be as honest as I can with the images. So it's interesting. I think my friends like to see themselves in the paintings,
okay.
And I think they've also enjoyed that. Hopefully something gets captured that's just not a pretty picture of them. But and then some of them obviously they make a couple of jokes just about the poses and stuff like that. But they get a kick out of posing for it.
Okay.
They enjoy it.
And let's go to the show here. You have been here at Strychnin, Berlin, and the title is very evocative, like a space in all the noise. Did you like choose the pictures just like, I don't know, adapting it to the title for the show, or was it more the title that like, I don't know, it's like
the opposite? Yeah, the title that kind of came from the title is actually part of a quote that I passed by a small church in the South, in the U.S., and on a billboard out front had the line, "I found a space in all the noise and listened to the silence." And I love the idea of just finding this one little moment, this one little part, you know, in all this chaos, and finding this one little bit of solitude that you can just kind of calm for a second. And these pieces just were subconsciously somewhat geared to that. They all feel like quiet pieces. They're all very solitary.
Yeah.
A lot of my paintings have a lot of interaction or a little bit more going on, but all of these just seem to gear that way to being almost kind of quiet pieces.
Okay, cool. And now to your future. What are your projects in the future? Do you have like other shows coming up? And then I saw also in your biography that you work with Warner Bros. And Hasbro. And are you still working with them? Do you like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still doing.
I love doing illustration. I do. I specifically comic book stuff.
Okay.
I love doing comic art. It was. After my father got me into art, that became like my second love. I love drawing sequential images. I love that kind of work. So I think I'll always wind up putting that in my life at some point. I do have a lot of projects still planned for a lot of comic work. Painting, it seems to be filling up as well. I have a solo exhibition in Miami next month in October, and I have the next solo show in Los Angeles in May. That's as far ahead as I plan for it. I just keep painting and drawing until then.
Okay. Well, that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Hopefully this sounds good.